joining us now is the Democratic Mayor of Denver, Mike Johnston. It's really great to have you. And knowing you from I follow Denver news, okay? This is my hometown. I look into it. And you have a reputation as somebody who wants to solve a lot of problems. And I know you know a lot about government. And you're a practical person, so you're looking for some solutions. Right now, I just saw in the clip from last Sunday, you said that this crisis is costing you 10% of your city's budget, which was money you probably wanted to go somewhere else. So what can you, as a mayor, sort of new on the scene, I know you've got a year under your belt, but what could you do to try to force some sort of new policy that will get this situation under control?
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's an honor to be on with you, the pride of CSU Pueblo. We're delighted to get to celebrate you across the country. But we do think there is a practical, pragmatic way to solve this problem, and there are three key steps for us. One is we do think that we should have expedited processing of these asylum claims, so they should take 30 or 90 days and not 6 years. We think most importantly, when folks arrive in our city, we want them to have the ability to work. If they have work authorization when they arrive, they can get to work and support themselves immediately, don't need federal or state support. And the third is we just want a coordinated entry system. We want the country to be able to work collaboratively to figure out where migrants should arrive and where there's capacity. In the same way we did with refugees from Ukraine or refugees from Afghanistan, we know how to do this. We want the country to work collaboratively to figure out how to manage that distribution process.
On work permits, if I could ask you about that, because I do think there's a lot of people in the country that would say, I'm for legal immigration. I know that we need more workers. But if you do the work permits without actually securing the border, won't that just incentivize more people to leave their home countries to try to make that dangerous trip across the border and come here illegally?
You know, I think that's why we're calling on Congress to take action on what they think the right border admission policy is. That's above my pay grade. But whether they decide to have 10,000 people enter a day or 5,000 enter a day, the key for us is when they arrive in our cities, they just need to be able to work. I think there's nothing more un-American than having someone arrive in your city and beg me every day for the chance to work, and us to say, no, we won't let you work. We instead want you to stay here and be supported by taxpayer dollars for not working. These are folks that are hardworking, they're industrious, they have skills, they want jobs. And I get calls from CEOs every day saying, conservative CEOs who are saying, I have open jobs, why can't I hire these folks? Let's put them to work. And I agree with that sentiment.
Well, Mayor, I understand the point you're trying to make there, but I also understand Dana's question. And you told the New York Times and 6-month-olds in tents on the streets in 10-degree weather. I think America would agree with you on that, but why not start at the source? Well, why not push for a policy change at the border so you can deal with this long before it comes to your city?
Yeah, again, we're open to what the Congress decides they want the admissions policy to be. That's not our decision. I'll tell you, we've had more than 36,000 migrants who have arrived this year, and we have successfully integrated all of them into work or housing until just the last month. And that was because those folks came with work authorization under temporary protective status through about October. When that expired and folks could no longer work, that was the first time we started seeing people ending up in tents and encampments because they couldn't support themselves. If people have the ability to work, I think mayors would tell you we have more than enough capacity to put them to work. We just don't want people here with no capacity to work and expect cities to foot the bill.
I got you, but you're a purple state, and you got power, and you're a Democrat, and you can call this White House every day of the week if you like. Have you?
I have called the White House. I've talked to Secretary Mayorkas regularly. I've talked to the White House and to Jeff Zients and Tom Perez, and we're pushing for those changes. This is why we were glad that Secretary Mayorkas actually did that temporary protective status. That helped keep our cities going through the fall. I think folks responded by trying to impeach him for that. We think that was him actually supporting cities and trying to manage this successfully. But yes, we're talking to the White House. We've told them we need more federal aid. That's why there's dollars in that supplemental budget to do that, and dollars critically to add more capacity at the border to adjudicate these claims more quickly and provide more security. I think there are dollars to do that. We think there's a common sense path to do both.
Just want to bring this up. So Texas bus population to various states, according to Abbott's office, they've sent 95,000 or a little bit more than that out of their state. They have had 1.5 million just this fiscal year cross into Texas. Do you have some empathy for what Abbott is dealing with, given that that border is so wide open?
I do have empathy, and I don't think any one state should have to solve this problem alone. I don't think any one city should have to solve this problem alone. I've reached out to Governor Abbott and offered to work together. I would still like to do that. I think what we want is what would help him also, which is to say there should be a coordinated national plan for where these migrants arrive, and Texas shouldn't have to bear the entire brunt, nor should Denver or Chicago or New York. We got 100 cities out there, 50 states who all could welcome people, have vacant jobs. If we could help make them arrive with work authorization, federal support, and a coordinated plan, I'd be happy to work with Governor Abbott to make that work.
Thank you for your time.
Great
we're out
to
of
have
time
you.
now, but you got some power. You can do something with it.
Yeah.
Mayor, thank you for your time in Denver.
We are working hard on it. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Come anytime.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.